Hello and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor and our Ironman challenge. Now, when we left off at the very end of the previous episode, we had a really bad situation on our hands, and that was that we could not return to Windholm to hand in our quest, to hand in the challenging task quest and receive my army back, which is a pretty big problem because the Dashar and the Fyrdsvain declared war against each other, and because Windholm is a Fyrdsvain fief, I'm no longer able to enter the castle. I tried sneaking in, disguising myself, and so on and so forth, and that also did not really make any difference because you can't go into the castle as a peasant/beggar. And, well, that made things kind of difficult for us. Or difficult for me, shall we say, because I've literally just been waiting, running around, trying to find tournaments, trying to find interesting things to do to maximize the amount of time that I spend in the game. And that's exactly what I've done for the most part. I did take part in one tournament. I've been looking for unique spawns. I've been asking for rumors. And, well, to cut a long story short, there were a bunch of unique spawn appearances. 3 heretic armies spawned. Wolfbode the Slayer spawned. Sila Uzas, who we're actually fighting right now, also spawned, and also Holy Inquisitor Rasmus has now returned as well. So that's really quite cool, in my opinion. We've got a whole bunch of things to be able to do once I get my army back, and hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. Otherwise, the Noldor tournament is just around the corner, so if I'm able to complete this fight with Sila Uzas here and actually be able to take him prisoner, bear in mind, these are my current stats. I did finish reading the High Arts book, and that gave me an additional point in intelligence, and I actually also leveled up, so I spec'd another point in intelligence as well. And I spec'd into power draw, shield, and I believe that's it. And I saved the last skill point because what I would like to do, as I mentioned earlier, is probably try and increase our charisma a little bit more to get it to 24, get that leadership and prisoner management up another point each, and then see what we do after that. But I thought the power draw would be quite useful, as eliminating people a little bit quicker with body shots is probably quite good. Now, the one problem with Sila Uzas is that he has a whole bunch of thrown weapon specialists, and these guys are going to be quite difficult to deal with. Thankfully, though, he does have a lot of two-handed users, so in other words, they're going to be very easy to kill for horse archers, for the Dashar in general, and me, hopefully, and me as well. But I know that Sila Uzas is one of the most powerful, definitely one of the most powerful unique spawns that you can find, because he has a whole bunch of Shadow Legion Centurions. Yes, he does. And these guys mean business. They really do. They will kill you extremely quickly, and they won't care. They won't care. They'll just be like, oh yes, I killed that guy with my amazing thrown weapon proficiency. And yeah, they even have lances as well. So even if you don't die from their thrown weapons, they'll probably get you with the lance, perhaps. But we've got to be a bit careful here as well, because these Empire Immortals, who he also has in his army, are pretty difficult to deal with. And you can see here that the Dashar are having some difficulties dealing with them themselves, even with a massive amount of Shadow Legion, a massive amount of horse archers, should I say, sorry. But anyway, point is, we're going to just try and run a little bit of interference here and there, try and kill those that I can see, try not to take too much damage because, as you can no doubt tell, we have our settings on exactly the same. I haven't shown them for a while, but they are exactly the same as they have been in every single episode so far. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that is actually it. I'm kind of surprised that we were able to do it. Basically what happened was I was running over to the Noldor territories, I mean, as you do, because you want to, participate in the Noldor tournament, and I found the Dashar fighting Sila Uzas. Now, Mansour Bey was the main guy that was fighting Sila Uzas, and he was going to lose until another vassal turned up. I didn't actually want to go in before that point, because there's no way I would have been able to assist him in the same way that he would otherwise want. But thankfully, there you go. We were actually able to do it. Enemy casualties. Sylar Uzas is not actually in this fight, so I'm a bit worried about that, to be honest. We might not be able to take him prisoner. No, we're not able to take him prisoner. That's actually kind of sad. But as I say, I can't really do anything about it. You know, there's just nothing I can do because we're right here. And if that's already happened, you know, so like if he's already been taken out and he's in a battle, then the only thing I can really do is go into that battle and just see if I can, see if I can take advantage of that situation. But unfortunately, I was not able to this time around, which is unfortunate indeed, because Sylar Uzas, as I say, is actually very difficult to, well, take out in the first place. So anyway, we're going to make our way over to Elacray as we do, because there is an Nordor tournament coming very, very soon, and hopefully we'll get a Qualis gem for it. And you can see here that I have some Rogue Ravenstone Squires and things like that, because I actually tried out recruiting someone from a tavern, and it actually did work, but then I thought, well, what's the point? You know, there's not much point in doing it, because, well, pretty obvious, you know. We're going to get our army back, and then I won't have that much space for anything else. So, yeah, that's basically what I thought at the time. Anyway, we're just going to wait here for some time, and yeah, in the meantime, as I said, I actually also did a little bit of tournament doing, and I did one tournament, and I did gain a little bit of cash for that as well. And now here's the thing. Basically what I could do is I could become free of our bond to the Dashar leader, and literally just for a little bit, and then we could go into Windholm, complete our quest, and then we could, become a mercenary of someone if we want to. So I'm actually going to become free of our bond for the moment, because we have nothing that really, I mean, what? Why am I still earning 5,900? How am I still earning that without the... Huh? Oh, yeah, it's because of the... Oh, that's actually kind of hilarious. It's because of the sequestration, because, of course, we are no longer at war against the Empire or the Fyrdsvein, because we are no longer a part of the Dashar. So all of those dye works have now restarted giving us cash. So that's the reason why I'm still getting basically about the same amount that I was before, which is actually kind of cool. Anyway, got to be a bit careful here, because I am just talking away, and I might actually miss out on the Nordor tournament, but thankfully not. Let's see what we can do. Wait a minute, let me just... Yeah, there we go. It is May 1st. Just want to make sure that I'm doing it on the exact day that I need to. So let's do this. 2 teams with 6 fighters each. I don't know how we're going to do here, but hopefully we'll be fine. Yeah, this is going to be a bit problematic. I'm going to try and aim for the two-handed guy. This guy standing in front of me was not very helpful. There we go. Oh, that was So Rain. I'm so sorry, So Rain. Anyway, 4 teams with 2 fighters each. Hopefully I'll be able to eliminate that guy over there. He's moving. That's a problem. If he moves every time he shoots, that's bad. Then we can't really kill him super quickly. Ah, yes, problems. Okay, Noldor Warrior's dead, and now all I need to do is win against this guy. There we go, easy enough. Phew, that was actually close. Alright, 2 teams with 5 fighters each. Let's see what I can do here. Okay, 2 teams, so that means I don't have to worry too much about people coming up from behind. Let's just try and eliminate the archers. Well, not too bad. At least I was able to survive to the next round. 2 teams with 4 fighters each. I've got a 2-handed sword. That's actually not too bad. I do have a pretty decent proficiency in 2-handed right now, so I should be able to win against these guys, no problem at all. As you can see, easy enough. Okay, 2 versus 2. One on a mount. Where's the other one? There. Okay, it's got a bow. Interesting. Okay, we'll probably have to eliminate the bowman first. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I don't need to. As you can see, seems like the Noldor Noble had that guy's number. No problem at all. Nice. Okay, so 2 teams with 1 fighter each. And this is going to be a 1 versus 1. Easy enough. Easy enough. Not bad. And now that we have no longer become... Oh, there we go. They actually gave us a horse. Very nice. Yeah, anyway, I actually thought there was another round, hilariously enough. But there you go. Oh, they gave me a spirited one. Wow, that's the 2nd best prefix modifier for horses. And that is pretty fantastic. But you can see here that it is actually not as good as what I'm currently using. Quite strange. I guess it is because I'm using a spirit horse rather than a gold leaf horse, but the gold leaf horse is really good anyway, so I'm just gonna keep it. But anyway, we have now become free of our bond with the Deshar, and now as a result of that, I should be able to go over to Windholm and get my army back. Alright, so just cross your fingers that we're going to be able to get our thing back here. Yeah, as you can see, we lose some honor here, but we do only lose 4 relation. We don't lose any rank points, which is pretty fantastic. Did you give me back my my people? Yeah, there we go. I have all of my army back, which is really quite fantastic. And yeah, we don't get to keep any of the units, which is fine. Now I have something kind of interesting on our hands here. As you can see, King Gregory IV of the Kingdom of Ravenstone has sent a royal herald to bring you an invitation in his own hand. He's going to give me Shepesht. Okay, so here's the thing. The deal with this is that I'm probably not going to be joining the Ravenstone. In all likelihood, I will probably join Sarlian, literally only because of the fact that we will then have access to Laria, and Laria is a very important fief in that area. So we can actually swap, if you know what I mean. So we can kind of swap them around and see what we can do about it. Because if I capture a town of an enemy and then swap with the guy that holds Laria, then we will have Laria, and that will be a really, really useful fief for us. But as it stands right now, I'm going to decline King Gregory, even though it's nice of him. Alright, so we're currently in a battle against a Mist Mountain army. I thought, hey, you know what? Let's get into some big battles, because it's been a while since we've actually done that. And I actually was on my way to Poinsbrook to participate in a tournament for the Kraken cultists. But when I got here, the tournament was already over. So the quest just cancelled by itself, which is kind of a shame, because I would have liked to have done that. But if you can't do anything about it, you can't do anything about it. Alright, so we have some enemies coming in here. These guys are going to be super easy for us to deal with, and 57 renown is the reward, so I'm very much hoping that we'll be able to do this nicely. So we'll see how it goes. But as it stands right now, I just kind of want to eliminate many of the units on horseback. Because these guys, they're still damaging, you know? They're still damaging, but they are not anywhere near as bad as some of the other factions that we would have to fight, like for example the Shadow Legion Centurions and so on and so forth. They're all much harder than Mist Mountain units, so it's pretty easy to deal with these guys. As you can see, they're just falling before us really easily. I'm actually going to call my cavalry back as well, because we have a very small contingent of infantry here, but I want to make sure that our cavalry and everything is kind of in a similar area to everyone else, so that we can potentially just help each other out where needed, and basically just have a really, really good time. I wanted to eliminate that guy, but no such luck. But yeah, as you can see, so much damage being dealt right now. Just really, really easy victory, I think, for us right here. Bear in mind that these Bear Claw Berserkers, I'm running straight into them. I actually previously thought that they were just regular units, and I was like, oh, these guys don't have shields. We should probably run straight into them. Yeah, it's probably not the best idea. Ah, I missed him. I can't believe it. Yeah, this weapon is not exactly the greatest for fighting on horseback, but it is really good in general. It's great for dueling, you know, it's just great for everything basically, but not really so much for being on horseback with it. Try and eliminate that hero adventurer off his horse. And we don't want to get stopped here, that's for sure, but that's okay because none of the Bear Claw Berserkers thought to attack us, which was actually fantastic for us, bad for them. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. We destroyed the first wave, which is actually exactly how we wanted it to be. And we're just going to have to look out a bit more for our longevity in this battle. Gotta be a bit careful about these guys. They don't have lancers as far as I'm aware. Some of them will, though, because they do tend to have some random units involved in their armies. But most of the time, you don't really have to worry about lancers against them, which is fantastic. And we're just going to tell our cavalry to charge in once again, because we now know exactly what kind of units we're going to be up against. And it seems like the enemy, wow, they have a lot of raiders, don't they? Mist Mountain raiders. They are horse archers. Very basic kind of horse archer, but they can still deal damage, you know. They're still capable of that. So the best thing I can do with these guys is take out their horse. I know that sounds like a really, really stupid thing to do when you could just kill the rider like that, but it's kind of a bit tricky to do that in my opinion. They're actually Mist Mountain warriors, not raiders. I'm getting mixed up between the Jatu now. Great. That's okay though. And you can see here that these guys really don't deal that much damage. Ah, no more arrows. Almost got him. There we go. Not too bad. All right, so we're having actually pretty good ratios right here. We've lost about 40, 50 units now. And we're still hanging in there pretty nicely. Reinforcements have now arrived, which is even better. I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in as well, because I think they're just standing there, not really doing much. So it's probably a good idea to charge them in. But see now, here's the thing. This Mist Mountain army, it doesn't feel like I'm actually fighting a really large army. It feels like I'm fighting a big bandit party, which is theoretically what they actually are. But it's just so much nicer than fighting, you know, Sylar Uzas, for example, because he's just so difficult to deal with. You know, his units are all capable of basically one-shotting me with their big two-handed swords and stuff like that. So it's very tense to fight that guy in comparison to fighting these guys, which is a little bit easier, you know. It's got that little bit of extra ease of combat, which I quite like. Anyway, we're going to tell everyone to charge in now. Don't think we really need to keep our archers holding position. Actually, you know what? Let's just move our archers up. I'm not going to tell them to just fully charge in because they're probably going to scatter in a really silly way. But yeah, as you can see, my charging horse just does so much damage. I don't even need my weapon, literally. Don't even need my weapon. I can literally just charge straight on into them. 95 damage to lightly armored units. And I think it does about 40, 50 to heavily armored guys as well, because I think it's blunt damage. I mean, it must be blunt damage because it knocks them unconscious rather than killing them. So that's pretty cool in itself. I probably should have aimed for his horse there, but oh well. Never mind. I did, by the way, see Wolfbode. I did see Wolfbode, and he has 1,200 units. Yeah, he has an insane amount of units. And I think that's because he probably defeated a bunch of... Whoa, did you see that guy? Look at him. He's going. He's got... Oh, yeah, well. Anyway, point is, Wolfbode probably... Well, he probably defeated someone with a massive amount of prisoners and was able to rescue them into his army. And that is making things very difficult for me. And I did try to lure him. I did try to lure him into Pointsbrook, but it seems like he doesn't want to do that. So I'm not entirely sure why not. But it's probably because he has already launched a raid on Pointsbrook once. I saw that happen while I was, well, just waiting for something to happen in regards to our predicament with the challenging task thing. So yeah, it seems like couldn't really do anything about it, and maybe he's done his only raid against Pointsbrook. I'm actually unsure about that. I think there's probably a cooldown on it or something like that, so maybe we will be able to get him attacking Pointsbrook for a second time, which would actually be really nice, because then I'll be able to take advantage of that, try and get a whole bunch of experience and get my units in there, and then hopefully be able to take him out once and for all, and that will give us a nice little Qualis gem if we can capture him, of course. Okay, we've got to be a bit careful here. Some of them are capable of using bows. Don't really want to die. Thank you. Ironman challenge and everything. These guys, they're Ravenstone Rangers. Those guys are going to do a lot of damage. Or they're some kind of Ravenstone unit. Stopped by a spear. Oh dear. That rhymed, but hopefully my death is not going to. There we go. Let's run around here. All my guys are coming in now. And how many enemies? Oh, yep, only 60 enemies remaining. I think that's probably a victory for us. Got to be careful though still. Don't really want to die at the very end. Okay, I'm just going to try and use my horse a little bit more, because I can do that, and we'll do quite a bit of damage. Got to be careful about charging into guys that actually do have spears, because they're obviously going to stop me in my tracks, and that will probably result in an absolute death, as you can see right here. If my guys were not surrounding me right now, I probably would have gotten swarmed and killed in that exact moment. And I think that's it. I think that is actually it. I can't believe it. I can't believe we were able to do that. Wow. That is actually kind of amazing. Because, I mean, we have done this before, but only with assistance. You know, assistance from a vassal or another unique spawn or something like that. But this is completely off our own back, you know. This is completely just my army by itself against a MYSTMOUNTAIN army. And these guys, they have only about 470, but that's a lot still, you know? That's a lot to deal with. But I had to kind of stick with this because of the massive amount of renown that we're going to be getting from it. And it's really, really important to get that. There you go. 75 kills for us in this one battle. And that is it. There you go. 57 renown. Wow, how crazy. That is really, really crazy. Okay, so how many Doom Guides did I lose? I don't see... there we go. I lost 4. Okay, that's actually not even that bad. but the renown is really worth it. And let's see, no one wants anything. Oh, there's a gold bar, various loot. Now we've got 2 various loot, so I can actually get a baggage train, which will be quite useful. And otherwise, there we go. That's going to be it, by the way, for this episode. Otherwise, next time around, we're probably going to continue trying to advance. Oh, nice amount of Ravenstone Rangers right there. We're going to try and advance a whole bunch of our standing with the Knighthood Order. And then we'll see where we go from there. But otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.